It was a bright and breezy morning by the sea. The seagulls called overhead. The tide was drifting out, and the beach stretched wide and golden. Two friends, Mike and Lila, had come for a walk. They loved the shore, because every visit felt like an adventure. Lila skipped ahead, picking up seashells. Mike strolled behind, tracing shapes in the sand with a stick. They weren't expecting to find anything unusual that day. But then, Lila stopped suddenly. "Mike, look over there!" Lying on the wet sand was a creature bigger than both of them put together. It had a wide, flat body shaped like a kite, and two fins that waved slowly up and down. "Oh," Mike said, "it's a manta ray." The manta ray's eyes blinked softly. It looked really tired. It must have been swept in the strong tide and couldn't get back to the water on its own. "Don't worry, we'll help you," said Lila. They tried to push, but the manta ray was much too heavy. It barely moved at all. "It's no use. We can't carry it," said Mike. The manta ray gave a small flap of its fins, as if to say, "Please, don't give up." "We'll find a way," said Lila. They searched around the beach. That's when Mike spotted some planks of driftwood. "We can use those if we slide them underneath. We can lift it bit by bit, like a raft." If you were Mike or Lila, what would you do to try to help the manta ray? So they got to work. They dug carefully, slid the wood under the manta ray, and built a path back towards the sea. It was slow, tiring work, and the sun climbed higher in the sky. "This is taking forever," said Mike. "We have to be patient. Imagine how frightened it feels." Finally, with a last big push, they tipped the blanks. The manta ray slid into the shallow waves. For a moment it floated still. Then splash, it leaped, bobbing up and down in a happy dance. "It's saying thank you," said Lila. Can you cheer for Maris like Mike and Lila are cheering? The manta ray swam away, but not for long, because the very next day, when Mike and Lila returned to the beach, guess who came gliding near the shore? The manta ray. It popped its head above the water and bobbed up and down just like before. It remembered us. From that day on, whenever the children came to the beach, the manta ray appeared to say hello. It would swim in gentle circles, splash the water with its fins, and leap into the air. One afternoon, the children decided it needed a name. "How about Maris?" "It means of the sea," said Lila. "Perfect. Maris the manta ray," said Mike. If you had a sea creature friend, what would you name it? And that's how Maris became their special ocean friend. But the story doesn't end there. Saving Maris made Mike and Lila start wondering. If one manta ray can get into trouble, what about all the other sea creatures? Said Lila thoughtfully. Yeah, what if turtles, dolphins, or even tiny fish needed help? Said Mike. So they decided to learn more. They visited their library, read books about the ocean, and even joined a local charity group called Friends of the Sea, where kids and families helped care for the beach. Every weekend, Mike and Lila put on their gloves, carried buckets, and joined other volunteers to pick up litter. They learned how dangerous plastic could be if sea animals swallowed it, and how oil and rubbish could hurt coral reefs. They even started giving little talks at their school, reminding their classmates to recycle, to use less plastic, and to respect the sea. "We are sea helpers now," said Lila. Whenever they came to the beach, after a clean-up, Maris the manta ray would always appear, gliding close to the shore, as though cheering them on. Sometimes it would leap so high, sparkling in the sunlight. Other times it would bob gently in the waves, like a quiet little thank you. "It feels like Maris knows we're helping its home," said Mike. "Now, can you think of one way you could help the ocean today?" And maybe Maris did know, because when we show compassion, when we are patient, and when we take care of the world, the ocean remembers. And that's the story of Mike, Lila, and Maris the manta ray, the sea friend who never forgot to come back and say hello. Don't forget, kids, to follow and subscribe. Bye for now, until next time.